Hockey match between Team Canada and the Soviet Union is declared open.
A star from the Moscow Ice Ballet, and Miss Baranova is going through the traditional Russian gesture of hospitality to guests of the Soviet Union. A presentation of a loaf of bread with salt on top, followed by a presentation of flowers, which we see here by some 44 figure skaters of children of the Soviet Union, ranging in ages from about 6 through 15. They'll each present each member of both teams with a small bouquet of flowers, again as a traditional emblem of hospitality of the Soviet Union. And we hear Midnight in Moscow.
Представляем команду Канады. Первый номер – Эд Джонсон. Второй номер – Гарри Бергман. Третий – Пак Шейпсон. Пятый номер – Брэд Парк. Шестой – Рон Эллис. Седьмой номер – Т.Эспозито.
Well, let's hope that's not the story of our trip to Moscow.
Восьмой номер – Род Дальберг. 12-й номер – Ивон Курнае. 16-й номер – Род Силинг. 17-й – Билл Уайт. 18 номер Жан Ротел. 19 Пауль Хендерсон. 20 номер П.Маховлич. 22 Жан-Пауль Паризе. 25 номер Ф.Маховлич. 28 номер Бобби Кларк. 33 Жильбер Перро. 35 номер Т.Эспозито. Капитан команды Жан Ротел. Номер 18 тренеры команды Гарри Хинтон и Джон Фергюсон.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished friends and comrades, we are pleased to welcome here tonight a Canadian government delegation headed by Honorable Senator, Minister of Veteran Affairs, Mr. Arthur Lang.
Представляем сборную команду Советского Союза. 20 номер Владислав Третьяк. 2 номер Александр Гусев. 3 номер Владимир Лученко. 4 Виктор Кузькин. 5 номер Александр Рагулин. 7 номер Геннадий Цыганков. 9 Юрий Блинов. 10 номер Александр Мальцев. 12 номер Евгений Мишаков. 13 Борис Михайлов. 15 Александр Якушев. 16 номер Владимир Петров. 17 Валерий Харламов. 18 номер Владимир Викулов. 19 Владимир Шадрин. 22 Вячеслав Анисин. 29 номер Александр Мартынюк. 25 Юрий Ляпкин. 27 Александр Сидельников. Капитан команды Виктор Кузькин. Тренеры команды Всеволод Михайлович Бобров и Борис Павлович Кулагин. Уважаемые зрители,
this is Game 5 of the Canada-Soviet series from Moscow.
Dear friends, we are happy to welcome at tonight's game the President of the International Ice Hockey Federation, Mr. John Ackern.
Дальберг, Швеция, и Рудольф Батя, Чехословакия.
The referees of tonight's game are Uwe Dальберг, Sweden, and Rudolf Bata, Czechoslovakia.
Т.Эспозито is out there going to start in goal. We're awaiting the lineups. They haven't made their minds up to the last moment. So they're just skating around now, and it's expected that Tretjak will play in goal for the Soviets. Uwe Dальберg of Sweden is one of the referees, and Rudolf Bata is the other from Czechoslovakia. The Soviets are going into their huddle, as usual, at the blue line, and the Canadian team are just skating around in their own end.
Foster, as embarrassing as that might have been for F.Esposito there when he fell, it was amazing how much of the tension just cracked, because both the Soviet team and Team Canada just relaxed a little bit, and what we might see early in this game is some good wide-open hockey as a result of both teams getting that initial tension out of their system.
The Canadian team are going to start with the Clark line, which is the only line that's been kept intact right from the beginning of the training period for the Canadian team. Clark is at center ice, Henderson on the one wing, and Ellis on the other. Bill White and Stapleton will be the defense. Tony Esposito will be in goal. The Soviets are using their top line. Their Maltsev is going to center ice, number 10, and Harlamov, 17, is the puck that's into play. It slides around. There's a quick pass on the left side. Harlamov goes in. He's knocked sideways as Stapleton took him out of the play. Clark over onto the right side. Ellis couldn't grab the pass, and it goes down the ice and called for icing right off the bat. So the face-off will be to the right of the Canadian goal with Tony Esposito there.
One thing Canadian viewers should keep in mind is that although the rink is very close in length, it is 12 to 15 feet wider.
Pass back to Raglan near the blue line. A pass into the corner. It goes loose back again to Raglan. The shot right in front off the stick. Ellis played it over to Henderson at center ice. A long shot wide of Tretiak. Dukhanov couldn't get that puck out. They jam into him on that side where the Canadian rooters are. On the far wing, Maltsev gets it over to Harlamov. It's called on the offside on that far wing at the Canadian blue line. And the Soviets elect to make a change. Blinov is going out there now with Petrov, number 16, and Mihailov, 13. The Canadian team come right back with Frank F.Mahovlich, Cornwallier, and Rattel is centering this line. The former New York Ranger line has been completely shattered. So Rattel is the only one out there. The puck goes into the corner. Stapleton into the corner. Tried to clear it out. It's blocked. A roller is blocked by Bill White, who shoots it ahead to F.Mahovlich. It goes down, and it's called for icing again, as they're playing a very cagey game from the beginning. And now the Soviets decide to send out another line just as quickly. Only a matter of seconds that other line was performed. And the only new player in the game for the Soviets is Mark Nuke. And he's out there on this line with Yakashev and Shadron. Esposito goes to center ice for Canada. They're holding up the game while they take Blinov off, number 9. Rather 19, it was Shadron. And the puck goes in back of the goal. Bergman for Canada, clearing on the right side. Gilbert cleared the center ice. Mark couldn't get away. Here's a break for Petrov coming right in on goal. It's got right in front of that, and the pass was missed. That was a close call for Canada. Down the far wing, over the line, closing right in, the shot went wide. As Esposito let one go, but it was called on the offside, and the referee seemed to be calling them very closely. But there were two chances there, one at either end. Now Mihailov comes out, number 13 on that right wing. Blinov on the left side, as they're changing frequently in the early moments of this game. Played just about a minute and a half of the first period. Is Blinov trying to come in on the side, ridden off by Park. Into the corner. They're trying to block the pass. The shot went wide there as Mihailov took the pass right in front of the net. It's cleared up to center ice. Petrov broke it up to Mihailov. He overskates the puck as he watched Bergman, who came over to check him. Canadians try to get out of their own end. Shoot it to center ice. And Kuskin cleared it back into the corner. Park recovering for Canada, playing it on the boards. They're trying to get that puck out. Parisi cleared a rink-wide pass. Up to center for Esposito. A long shot wide of the net. Kuskin played it from the side. Mihailov shot it out, was run at by Bergman, and the puck comes right back at center ice. Canada in possession. Here's Cornwallis trying to come in on that right side. It was offside, and it's called
Offside.
as they went over the line. Another change of players. With the score, Canada nothing and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 5 from Moscow. From the face-off, the puck goes to center ice, over the line. Canada coming in with a backhand. Kretschak just stopped that one from Bertel. And it's off on the side. П.Маховлич couldn't get the puck. The Soviets break fast at center, over to Yakushev. The drive went off a skate. Goes in back of the net. Yakushev centered it out. And the puck dribbled right across the goal line. That was a very close call as the Soviets were right in there. And that was the new player, Martinuk, that made the play.
That's an example of why a lot of goaltenders don't necessarily like to wear a face mask. That puck got down on Т.Эспозито's feet there, and he had trouble seeing it.
Shadron got the draw. Yakushev, 15, coming in fast, back of the net, trying to get an opening, goes back into the corner, centered it out. Shadron was stopped. Canada recovers. Cornwallis missed the pass. It was too far from П.Маховлич. And the Soviets recover at center. A pass to Yakushev going in on the left wing. He steered off on the play by Sealing, and the puck is over on that wing. П.Маховлич stopped, getting another try. Drove it wide. Cornwallis played it off the boards. It's at the blue line. Intercepted and shot out to center ice to Yakushev, who was ridden off on the boards, and the Soviets are making a quick change on the league call.
On this wide rink, which is 12 feet wider than a normal Canadian rink, puck control is not only very important, but it can be a lot easier to bring about. If you keep to the outside, it is very difficult for the defender to either chase you all the way to the boards or into the corners, and П.Маховлич just demonstrated that. Good puck control in the Soviet end will be important.
3:33 played in this first period. No score in the game. And there's a trip there as Malstead was upset. There'll be a Canadian penalty call, went on a delay. The goalkeeper skated off the ice. Canada recovered the puck, but it's called, and the penalty will be given for tripping. Malstead was dumped on that play, and that's the first penalty of the game, and Ron Ellis is going to be the player that is penalized. Ellis of Canada off for tripping.
Ron Ellis, number 6 of Team Canada, penalized 2 minutes for tripping.
3:59. 3:49 rather is the time of the penalty. Now Canada will play a man short, and it's Vikolov coming up with Harlamov. They go in the corner, back to the blue line. It's kept in there by Sagankov, who cuts back, played it over on the far wing, lots of room. Sagankov takes a shot, and it's wide of the net. СС didn't even see it. It's back then for Harlamov, coming from the side, back to the blue line. Another shot, deflected off the stick. Canada in possession. П.Маховлич drags the puck, lost it, and the Soviets recover with Harlamov, 17, down the left wing, in on the defense. Nikolov going ahead of him. The puck is loose. Malstead going in back of the net, centered it in front, and it was knocked off to the wing, but the Soviets still have it. Intercepted now by П.Маховлич, who goes down on the wing, taking his time, dumps the pass to Clark, who's out there with him. Clark back to the net, is shunted into the side. He and Malstead with Schenkel come together. And the Soviets come racing back. They have the odd man. Harlamov down the left wing, going on into the corner. Bill White steered him off. Gansov on the far side, dumped it back into the corner. They're trying that crisscrossing pass, a long shot, wide of the net. The Gansov takes it on the rim of the circle, passes to the corner. It's intercepted by СС on a change of players, and it's cleared out on the offside.
It's all important to watch on this power play that Team Canada keeps the defensive blocks fairly compact, but not too close together. There's a lot of ice out there. The corners are quite deep. The rink's 12 feet wider, and the Soviets will try to gain puck control around the outside and hopefully be able to move into the middle to get a good scoring chance.
They've played 5 minutes and 24 seconds of the first period. No score in the game. 5:24 played, and the Canadian team shoots the puck down the ice with the Soviets. Gusev going into the corner. Number 2, Kuskin is number 4. Pass is on the left wing to Mihailov. A rink-wide pass right into the Canadian zone. Bergman goes back to touch it, and it was called for icing. The Soviets are trying that long forward pass, but it isn't clicking.
Puck control can be a little deceiving on a power play because with the ice being so much bigger, you can control the puck, but the net doesn't move, and you still have to get into a good position to score.
Ellis is still off, as now Leadoff comes up over the line. A pass to Petrov is stopped when it hit Park's skate. It's a quick break down the right side. Ellis is on now, going up over the line, and he overskated the puck. Then Leadoff was knocked over as the two of them collided. Esposito cutting back at his own blue line, played it back to Bergman, whose pass was knocked down by Petrov, 16, turning at center ice. Hooked by Phil Esposito, forced to the side. Park got a piece of him, and Esposito has the puck. Clearing over on that left wing. It's up to center ice. A clearing pass went astray as Parisi couldn't get it in the right direction. The ball pass going into Petrov, who was given the bounce and knocked over, but it was offside anyway, and a change of player.
With the extra ice surface, it spreads your defense out a little further, and you have to watch the man breaking up the middle. We saw Petrov right there. He had a good chance. He tried to make it through the middle, and he was dragged down.
Face-off is going to be at the Soviet blue line. The defense have it, and they're starting back. Liatkin turning back in his own zone. The teams are at full strength, and Canada weathered the first penalty to Ellis. It's up to center ice. A cleared pass knocked down. Cornwallier got it back to Rattel, but Rattel couldn't control it. Gakushev shooting it ahead at center, and the pass goes astray. Now P.Mahovlich goes after a loose puck, and Liatkin was able to clear it to center ice. Gakushev passes back to the blue line. It's recovered by Canada. They lose it again. Canada recovers. Sealing is upset on the board, and the play is stopped with Mark Nuke standing by, number 29. He's the new addition to the Soviet squad.
A pacing Harry Sinden. He has to be pleased so far with the way things are going. I think Team Canada is playing exceptionally well. They're coming back with their wingers. They're in good position, and they appear to be moving the puck up the ice with fair ease.
7:20 played in the first period. No score in the game, and a number of good scoring chances missed by the two teams. Maltsev is taking the face-off for the Soviets, and right back to Gankov, who had his shot. It's down for Henderson, going in on that left wing. Ellis is in front of the net. They're trying to dig that puck back to him. It's still loose. Finally, the Soviets recover, come back with Harlem off the center ice, stop at the blue line. And the pass goes right on the right in front of the net. Oh, they waited too long. And by their passing play, they missed a great chance there by trying to get an extra pass in there and failed to take a shot. Canada come closing into the Soviet zone and scramble right in front of the net. And Frederiak was down to cover. Gankov was nearly knocked over. It's the score, Canada nothing and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 5 from Moscow. Ready for the face-off in the Soviet zone. A loose puck is recovered by the Soviets, shot to center ice, and it goes loose right back to Kuskin, over to Gusev. And Gusev played it over to Mihailov down the left side, number 13. He's trying to pass in front. It rolls right in front of the net. It was fed on by Esposito, but it was shot down the ice. Tretiak having to stop it with Gusev on that far side, being blocked there on his first try. Petrov, 16 for the Soviet at center, over to Blinov, number 9. Blinov across the line is covered on the play by Ellis. They get it again. Blinov centered it back. They carry in back of the goal, and Canada recovers, but they're not clearing too well out of their own zone. Finally, they bring it out to center ice. Stopped at center. A two-man break. It's back to 3. Mihailov going in. He shoots. And his drive grazed the arm of the goalkeeper. They shoot it down the ice. Cornwallis went racing in, and the Canadian team are lax in trying to clear that passing play out of their own zone.
Foster, Ivan Cornwallis had a good chance there. The puck got away from him, got all the way up the ice. But it's a good tactic for Team Canada to be using, because if the Soviets think you're going to try the breakaway, they can't have their defensemen come up quite as far, and it gives you a little easier time getting out of your own end.
Esposito now at center ice as they battle for that puck. It goes in back of the Canadian goal. Dropped back to Stapleton. Stapleton played it over onto that left wing to Gilbert. Back to Stapleton at the blue line at center. Off Gilbert's skate. And it's a quick pass over onto the right wing. The Soviets crowding a bit. Yakushev getting it back to Lyapkin. Over on the side to Lukashenko. To the other side and right across the goal mouth. And Canada recovers with Phil Esposito alone. Going in on the defense. Went right through, but not with the puck. And then it went flying over the board into the open section on this side.
Esposito is playing magnificent hockey so far in this series. I've never seen Esposito do so many things. He's always been a great scorer, but with Boston, he's had men working in the corners for him. Here, he's done it all.
They're getting ready for the face-off to the left of the Soviet goal. Bill White playing up, gets the pass, takes a shot. Esposito took a whack at it, and Tretiak was right there with Parisi standing by.
One of the big concerns when Team Canada, of course, came to Europe was how would they cover. We'll see here a scoring chance by Canada. Good scramble around the net. Phil Esposito fighting for control of the puck, and the play is killed.
Clark is now going to center ice on a player change. Henderson will be on one wing. Ellis is on the other. Bill White and Stapleton will be the defense playing up. Stapleton is 3, Bill White is 17. Clark gets the draw against the boards. He couldn't control it. Maltsev played it over on the right side to Vikolov. Vikolov took his shot. It's high and wide, and Vikolov ended up on the ice after making the shot. A long pass on the left wing. Henderson in the clear, right in the goal, and he was unable to get his shot away as he was off balance. Another pass to Ellis, and the drive went wide. Maltsev, 10, is covered on the wing by Henderson. Soviet trying to get out. They're not having too much leeway. Maltsev will stop, but Harlamov goes down that far wing into the corner. Gets it back. Sagankov couldn't control it. It rolls to center ice. The Soviet recover again. They still have it. It's hard to get from them, but that Harlamov hangs on to it pretty well. Here's Harlamov coming up again. 17. The shot right on. And a beautiful save there by Tony Esposito.
Harlamov has to be the best player out on the ice for the Soviets. There's no question about it. He can do everything. And the one thing he can do so well is when he handles the puck in stick handles, he always has the defensive man guessing. There he made a good move, and Tony Esposito had to come up with a great save.
They've played 10:47 of the first period. No score in the game, and some great chances. The puck is knocked to the corner in the Canadian zone. Rattel is trying to get away. Cornwallis is skating ahead of him. P.Mahovlich on the far side, and the pass is intercepted and shot to Bergman, who couldn't. Leanoff knocked his man over. Here's Petrov after that trip, but it was accidental, but it was a trip all right. Leanoff getting that pass back to the blue line. It's P.Mahovlich intercepts and breaks away. Going right in on goal, he shoots, and Tretiak made a sensational save on Frank P.Mahovlich, who went right in on top. With the score, Canada nothing and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 5 from Moscow. Already for the face-off in the Soviet zone after P.Mahovlich had a great scoring chance there, going right in on Tretiak. A pass by *Esposito was intercepted. It's a great race there for the puck. Martineau going in, left a drop pass. Shadron failed to center it out, and it's called close in the corner there on a high stick.
On that play that Frank P.Mahovlich made, he had the whole time as he went down the ice, he had to keep his eye to the right because there was tremendous pursuit coming up the middle of the ice, although it appeared that he was free.
From the face-off, the Soviet gets a draw. It goes to the side. Shadron shot it in back of the goal. Slid right front. Drive, left line. That was a close call there, as Shadron had his shot, and *Esposito, who was falling, was able to cover.
The goalpost is the goalie's best friend. This is a perfect example. Shadron gets a good shot. It hits the goalpost. *Esposito keeps track of the rebound.
All set now for the face-off to the left of the Canadian goal. And they're very close here in this play, with the Soviets having more chances. A long pass down for *Esposito, but it was offside. And Park shows his displeasure by speaking to the referee when he didn't agree with him. 12 minutes and 1 second left in the first period. No score in the game, but many great scoring chances and great plays.
Foster, it has been a great game. The excitement over here is just incredible. And there's a tremendous contrast up in the stands between the large core of Canadian supporters and then the Soviet supporters.
They've made the change of players. Maltsev is now at center for the Soviet. Harlamov and Vikolov the wing. The puck is taken out to center ice. Shot in on the Soviet zone. Ragulin going in ahead of the Canadian player who covered him, Henderson. And Ellis is in there to help too. And the crowd get a bit exasperated as Henderson seemed to grab the Soviet player. Ready for the face-off. It comes to the corner. Harlamov skates fast to center ice. Left a drop pass for Vikolov. There's a penalty coming up for slashing. Harlamov is going over to the penalty box. This is the first Soviet penalty. Harlamov will get it. So that evens the penalty.
Valery Varlamov, number 17 of USSR, penalized 2 minutes for slashing.
Slashing penalty to Harlamov. Ellis of the Canadian team had the only penalty for Canada previous to that. So it's evened up on the penalties. Canada have their chance now. They have the odd man advantage, and Lapointe was unable to control the puck. Vikolov couldn't get very far. *Esposito trying to move in on that left wing with P.Mahovlich on that side. Cornwallier cuts around on the right side. It's back at the blue line. Lapointe shoots it in back of the goal. P.Mahovlich cleared to Cornwallier. Back to P.Mahovlich. Right in front. And Park has to go back to get it. Park, number 5 for Canada. Cleared a pass. Taken at center ice by Lapointe. Crossing the line, a drive. Tretiak stopped that. *Esposito recovers in the corner. The Ganshoff is trying to cover him. It goes back to the net. Cornwallier missed it. It's in the opposite corner. Shot down the ice, which they're allowed to do when they have a man short. and the puck is back to the Canadian goal. The point, playing it on that left side. P.Mahovlich at center ice. Blue line. Into the corner. Tried to get it to Cournoyer. It slides over on the wing. A quick break. And Mihailoff was stopped there by Park before he could get past center ice. The point again to the blue line. A pass right in front. Coming right in on goal. Quick stopped that one. And it was cleared very quickly by Mishakov, who's trying out there, trying to kill off the penalty with Mihailoff. 12 and 13. Mihailoff was bowled over on that play. A long shot from the left wing by Gusev as they change on the go. Back to center ice. A long dribbler goes to Tretiak, who covered it with his glove. With the score, Canada nothing and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 5 from Moscow. They're getting ready for the face-off, and Perreault is now at center ice for Canada as the puck goes into the corner. They're trying to weave and turn around that Soviet defense. Here's a shot right in front of that. Bill White was in on that side but couldn't reach the puck. Gusev gets it and starts back for the Soviets to the blue line. They're full strength. Puck goes to the Canadian zone and cleared out just as quickly, so that the Canadians were unable to take advantage of that last penalty to Harlamov. Mihailoff is being watched there by Gilbert. He passes the lead off 9, going over the line. Back to Mihailoff, who didn't expect it, and Suskin has to recover. They make a long pass on the wing, bumped there by Gilbert, carried over the line by the Soviets. Leanoff got a shot there on a perfect pass. It's cleared into the corner, but not out. It lobs to Stapleton, who dumped it ahead, and it's lobbed across on the right side with Gilbert unable to get here. Perreault coming right in, passing back. A shot scores! Canada has opened the scoring with a quick shot there from the wing, and it was Parise.
An absolutely beautiful setup for Jean-Paul Parise, who just buried it right between Tretiak's legs. The beautiful play here, Foster, was that we saw Perreault come in. Gilbert kept him on side. He comes right up, and he puts the puck right between the defenseman's legs and walks in and scores.
Canada have opened the scoring. Now Yakashev getting it back on the line, and the shot goes high over the screen.
Номер 8 и Жильбера Перро, номер 33. Шайбу забросил Жан-Пауль Паризе, 22 номер.
Canadian goal scored by Jean-Paul Parise, number 22, assisted by Gilbert Perreault, number 33, and Rod Gilbert, number 8.
Gilbert and Perreault got assist on Parise's goal. A quick shot on the Canadian goal was a close call. Soviets keeping the puck in there. Canada leading 1-0. It's finally knocked down the ice by Cournoyer out there with Frank P.Mahovlich and Rattel. Rattel is ET. The deflection goes to center ice and down the ice. P.Mahovlich going after it, takes it in back of the Canadian goal, moving over onto the right wing, still in stride, going to center. Pavlyuchenko took him against the boards, and the Soviets recover with a pass to Yakashev down the left wing, 15. Cruising around, he makes the pass. Here's the man off, and right on the side there, you may have noticed Shadron going right uncovered in front of the Canadian goal. The pass didn't reach him, but slides right back into the Soviet zone. Yapkin on the defense belt for the Soviets. There's it to Luchenko, the other defense player. Luchenko to Harlamov. An easy slider is cleared by Bergman, who clears on the right wing. A quick pass to Clark, intercepted at center ice, dumped back to Lyapkin. Lyapkin gets it across on that far wing, a dump pass. Now Harlamov going in, weaving a bit, takes a shot, and a great save there, and the puck is cleared over on the wing by Clark. Peter P.Mahovlich is forced back over onto the right wing. He's stopped by Maltsev. Maltsev trying to get that pass out, does. Michalov left it. And Harlamov is cruising at the blue line, going on the right side, getting his shot. And the drive went high. And this Harlamov, here's Maltsev mixing it up there as they start shoving around in front of the Canadian goal.
We saw perfect tactic there that the Soviets used that is exactly a basketball maneuver. Harlamov comes from his left wing. The center, Maltsev, stood right in the middle. He brushed off Bobby Clark and walked right around and came in through the right-hand side. Got a good scoring chance, but it was deflected over.
Face-off is going to be to the left of Esposito. They played 17:29 of the first period. 2:31 left in the period as Canada leads 1-0. Henderson goes after a long pass. Raglan knocked it to the side. Henderson in front of Ellis. And a great save again by Tretiak as he was right in. Canada having a great scoring chance on that. They're playing hits-up hockey in this game. The pass is intercepted. Canada, Henderson down that left wing with Ellis on the right. Closing in right in the goal. And Tretiak happened to be down. He slid that way, and Henderson went flying over on top of the Soviet goalkeeper, but another close call for the Soviets.
What Canada's doing so well so far in this game is they're getting the puck up the ice quickly, and they're getting better scoring chances without the man right back on them, and Ronnie Ellis walks right in there, tries to tip it in, but of course, Tretiak is right there.
From the face-off, Canada recovers, shoot it into the corner. It's Esposito recovering back to the side, right in front of the net. And the shot didn't materialize. Gilbert unable to cover his man. Petrov clearing up to Blinov. Blinov back to Petrov. The Robert shot comes in front. Here's another good thing shoot. And Esposito kicked that with his glove. Canada clear the puck out to center. Gusev getting it back at center. Petrov shot it to the far wing. Ricci drives it out. Ricci scored the goal with Perreault and Gilbert assisting at 15:30. And the Canadian team called for icing on that play with 1:24 left in the first period. Canada leading 1-0.
Coming up at our first period intermission, a very interesting tour of the city of Moscow.
Only 2 penalties in this hard-fought first period of play. Ellis for tripping at 3:49 and Harlamov for slashing at 12:25. Now they're getting set for the face-off in the Canadian zone to our left. Canada wearing the white sweaters with the Soviets wearing practically the all-red with the white trim. The loose puck goes in front of the goal. Stapleton moved in fast when there seemed to be a little indecision on it. The puck goes to center ice, and the Soviet regrouping. Mihailov, 13, comes up, weaving a bit, passes on that right wing. They're still using their passing play to perfection. It's a bumping duel there on the far side with Blinov bumping into 2 Canadian players. On the side, it goes back to the net. Canada covers. Bill White rushing into the corner. Failed to drive it out. They recover again. The pass is knocked down. And Parisi rushes over, shoots it down the ice. Cornwallis is now out there with П.Маховлич as they cleared it down the ice with 39 seconds left.
Foster, the hitting down on that ice has got to be as heavy as I've ever seen. It's good, clean, hard hockey, and I know that both teams are feeling it a little as this period comes to a close, but it's been good, clean hockey so far. The sticks haven't come up. The referees so far have the game in good control, and as long as they're consistent, I don't think anybody can fault them so far.
They're changing very frequently. Sometimes they wait for a complete line, then they'll send out 1 and 2 men to move in there on an opportunity. Shadron is going to take the face-off for the Soviet. He got the draw. Canada intercept. A long pass over on that far side to Parisi on the left wing. Gilbert is standing in front. Esposito trying to dig it out. Esposito cutting back. Still has that puck, number 7 for Canada, centered in front. Gilbert recovers. couldn't get a shot away. And it's Yakushev taking a forward pass. One man back. Yakushev going in, was ridden off, made the pass, rolls in front, and a great roller shot of the net is grabbed there with Bill White down by with the goalkeeper Т.Эспозито, and it was a great play there by that Yakushev.
That puck is lying about 2 inches from the goal line when Bill Stapleton, or Pat Stapleton, picks up his pads. You'll see exactly where it is. I think what he's done is got his skate stuck in there. He can't get up yet, but that puck was right under his shin pad, and that's what a goaltender needs, a little help. He needs those defensemen coming right back to the goal if he has to.
Yes, he had Bill White and two right in the net there to cover up. Face off at the Canadian blue line. 3 seconds left as the puck goes in. And it's Liapkin goes back behind the goal, and the period ends. And the players getting a tremendous cheer from the crowd, particularly from the Canadian contingent, who are really hooping it up there. Flags waving in all directions, and they're really having a ball. With the score, Canada won, and the Soviets no score. This is Game 5 from Moscow. The two teams are out on the ice now. They're just skating around, and in that first period, which was exceedingly well played, there were 2 penalties, one to Canada and one to the Soviet. Ellis for tripping for Canada at 3:49, and Harlamov at 12:25 for the Soviets for slashing. 1 goal scored, that by Canada. Parisi scoring from Perot and Gilbert at 15:30 of the first period. So Canada leads 1-0, but it's a tight hockey game, and it's extremely well played.
Roger, so far Canada has shown the great composure and the poise that these professionals can demonstrate, and which they are demonstrating here tonight. It's so important in a game like this, and Tony Т.Эспозито and those 2 goal posts have been enough to stop several good Soviet chances, and Canada has come out with a 1-0 lead, and I think we're in for some more great hockey.
Well, Brian, I think it's been very noticeable that the great success of the Soviet team in the series in Canada has been their pattern passing plays, and yet in this game so far, it's kind of boomeranged on them, and that they've had 3 or 4 great chances that have been more or less spoiled by that extra pass.
That combined with the fact that Team Canada and the forecheckers and the backcheckers are staying just a little bit closer than they were in the earlier games, and they're nullifying that 1 extra pass.
Now they're getting ready with Cournoyer going over on the right wing, Perot at center ice, and P.Mahovlich on the left wing for Canada. Blinov, number 9, has the puck. Mihailov missed his pass. P.Mahovlich starts over that line. Going in on the Soviet line, was stopped on the defense by Sigankov. Blinov goes racing up, was way offside on the play, but it was a rather delayed whistle. But it was called and brought back for a face-off outside Canada's blue line. He's instructing the other official that it's on the other blue line. And Harry Sinden was going to say something about it, but he didn't have to. A long shot at Tretiak. Soviets cleared that puck right on the Perot's stick. Perot comes right in, standing right in front of the net. Cournoyer goes into the corner after a loose puck. Cournoyer plays it over to Pat Stapleton as the Canadian defense play up. Stapleton is covered in the corner. They're shoving each other quite a bit. Kuskin lost it to Perot, who centered it, intercepted, a 2-man break for the Soviet, a pass on the left wing, closing in on that side, and a slider went wide of the net off the pads of Т.Эспозито. A return rush failed to materialize there, as the Canadian player Perot was weaving in there beautifully, but he lost control near the Soviet line.
We didn't see much of Perot in Canada, but there's no question that he's been a great addition to this club so far. In a game like this where there's a lot of skating room, he handles the puck well, he knows how to play the puck control, and that's all important on a big ice surface.
They keep changing lines here. Now they've made 2 changes all at once, so I guess they'll have this question of home ice again if they keep on changing. Esposito finally ends up at center ice for Canada. Parise on the left side, Gilbert on the right. Liapkin, the defense player, took a long shot at Esposito. Parise goes back to the net, 22. He's been the spark plug for the Canadian club, getting that first goal. It's now over the line with Gilbert being knocked over on the play by Lutsenko. Parise knocked it back to the net. Yakushev shot it right back into the corner. Liapkin, the defense player, had his pass blocked. Here's a shot. Tretiak stopped that one. He hardly saw it in time, and he hurt himself on the play. It seemed to hurt his shoulder. On that far wing, Liapkin was skated off. Canada take over, starting back with a long pass from Gilbert. Goes astray, and it's on the offside.
Even though that was an offside pass, what Canada's doing now is something that they couldn't do it in Canada because the rink is so much smaller, but they're using all of the ice that they have. And Jean-Paul Parise is a great example of a hockey player who knows how to play the wing exceptionally well. He's taking advantage of that extra 6 feet that he has on his side of the rink, and they're passing those rink-wide passes, and that means that there's a lot of skating involved in this game.
Tretiak is getting a patch on his chin, where apparently that puck bounced off his shoulder and came up and hit him on the chin and cut him a bit. You could tell at first he looked as if he was going to fall, but he held his ground and then waited for the offside call and then skated over to the bench where he's being patched up now. Tretiak was clipped there by that shot that bounced off his shoulder, and now he's skating back while the other players wait for him. Tretiak is skating right back to his goal. Face-off will be at the other end. Just inside the Canadian blue line, Maltsev will take the face-off. Now they're still waiting for Tretiak to get his gloves on. They're all set, and the puck is dropped. It slides to Bergman. Gary Bergman goes in back to his own goal, played it on the right wing. Down the far side for Ellis, on the right side with Henderson trailing with Clark. They go into the corner, Maltsev squeezing his man out. It's shot around on the boards to Harlamov, who passes to the defense player, the Gansov, over onto that wing. Park was right on top of him, and they have lots of room on that ice. A quick pass at center ice. And Henderson going in with a pass to Park. Park fanned on his shot, gets it off the boards, centered it, the shot was on, and the play is called with the Gansov knocking Park over as he was right in front of the net.
Brad Park made a tremendous effort there, and he combined with Ronnie Ellis. They almost got themselves a goal. Tretiak caught the puck. Park came out from in front, knocked him. The puck fell down, and they almost had a goal.
2 minutes and 31 seconds played in the second period. 1-0 for Canada. And the pass to Clark, who spikes right in front. He goes! Clark just pulled his way right in. And Tretiak would stop that shot from Clark.
A great individual effort by Bobby Clark. He drives for the net. He holds off the check. And at the last moment, he throws the puck right between Tretiak's legs. What we'll see here, as we saw in the first goal, this is something Tretiak didn't do in Canada, but he's getting himself well back in the goal crease, and as a result, he's leaving a lot of empty net, and Canada's taken advantage of it twice. We can see Clark drive right in here. Now look at him fend off the check right between Tretiak's legs. Great individual effort by Bobby Clark.
Canadian goal scored by Bobby Clark, number 28. Assist Paul Henderson, number 19.
2:36. Bobby Clark making it 2-0 for Canada. And it was a well-merited play by the center player who got that puck from the face-off, just bowled his way right out in front of the net and then fired in close. On the face-off, Canada coming again on the left wing, and the puck went over into the Canadian bench. Esposito is now at center ice.
Buster brings up a point here. I mentioned that Tretiak is getting caught back in the net. The one big difference over here for a goaltender is they work off a different goal crease. In Europe and in the Soviet Union, it's a circular goal crease, and in Canada, of course, it's rectangular.
Parisi and Gilbert are on the wings for Canada. Stealing on the defense with Lapointe as they shoot the puck into the Soviet zone. Lichenko cleared it forward at center ice. Canada leading 2-0. Parisi going in on a cleared pass that's called for icing. They have 2 minutes and 57 seconds played of the second period, with the Canadian team playing heads-up hockey and sticking right to their checks almost at every move, so that they have the Soviets off balance on most of their chances. The face-off will be to the right of the Soviet goal. Petrov is now going to face off with Rattel, Cornwallis on the right wing, Frank Mahovlich on the left. Here's Mahovlich, what's behind him? A quick break, a three-man break to center ice. A roller goes off a stick, and Canada clears out to center. Kuska, number 4 for the Soviet, turns at center ice, took a long shot off the board. It's cleared by Sealing. Sealing to the right wing, up over the line. A long pass goes bouncing in on the defense. Gusev stopping it, and it's called on the offside.
Because of the big ice surface, Foster, so far the Soviets have not been able to send 2 forecheckers in. Of course, if they continue to stay behind in this game, I would think that by the latter part of this period, and as we go into the third period, that the Soviets will begin to send 2 men into forecheck to get puck control. But on a big ice surface, you can't afford to get 2 men trapped because there's just too much ice for the other team to come back up the ice.
Esposito now at center ice with Gilbert on the right wing, Parisi on the left. Sealing is on the far defense, Lapointe on the left side. Canada in white. Ready for the face-off outside the Soviet zone. Esposito knocked the puck to the side. It rolls right back into the Soviet zone. Tretiak cleared it to the corner. 2-0 for Canada in this second period. The early part, Yakushev down the right side. It rolls right to Esposito, cleared to the corner. Puck is covered against the boards, recovered by Shadron, and is knocked right back in the corner. Martinuk is out there, the new player for the Soviet, and Lapointe takes it back in the net, lobs it on the right side. They skate to center ice, and the puck is intercepted again by the Soviet. It's Martinuk coming in, pass back, and it's intercepted, cleared out over the line. Canadian player was knocked down on the play. The Soviets come racing back. Here's Martinuk on this side, and he couldn't get it off the board. Lichenko played it to the far wing, gets it returned to him at the Soviet blue line. Over on the right side to Martinuk. He's blocked on the board. Shadron trying to come in. A slider knocked back to Esposito. Esposito skates out to his own blue line. 4 Canadians up at center. They drive it into the corner. Lichenko recovers back of the net for the Soviet. Pass on the wing. They're coming up at center ice. And it's offside as Liapkin, the defense player, went in with a teammate ahead of him. With the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets no score. This is Game 5 from Moscow. From the face-off, the puck goes back to Stapleton, cleared over to Bill White. He shoots it out over his own line. It's brought right back in by Walstead, who gets the shot, and it's stopped. And Harlamov goes into the corner. He's been watched very closely. Back at the blue line, another rolling right to the side. Bill White goes into the corner. They're crowding the Canadian team at this stage. They're trying to put the pressure on, keeping them in their own zone.
thing that Team Canada has done here again that they didn't do in Canada, and it's all important in this type of hockey. They're making the hit, but they're not getting tied up in the corners.
Maltsev facing off, knocked the puck to Bill White, who shot it out to center ice. Henderson couldn't get away on that wing. Clark and Ellis are out on the wings with him. It's in on that side for Harlamov. Back to the blue line. And it's intercepted by Canada. Three-man break. Henderson going up with Clark. And they were stopped as he got to the line. Here's a mix-up being called with Ellis and Harlamov. And it looks as if the two of them are going to go off for slashing. So it's a double penalty. Ellis of Canada. And that's two penalties for Ellis in this game. And Harlamov. And that's his second penalty of the game.
The one thing about Ellis, he's got the biggest job in the rink, and that's to hold Valery Harlamov off the scoreboard. And he's doing a terrific job so far, even though he has had to take two penalties in order to do that job. But Ellis has his hands full, Foster, out there trying to keep him intact.
5:38 is the time of the penalty. They're playing five-a-side now as Stapleton tried to feed it.
2 minutes for flashing.
Another cleared pass to Stapleton. Got out to center ice. They're five-a-side, 2-0 for Canada. Gusev lets Mihailov go in back of his own goal, 13. He's stopped right in front of the goal by Cornwallis. Went right in there close and had a shot, but he didn't seem to get that drive away solidly. Another pass from Cornwallis. Back to Cornwallis again, and he works right in, combining with Rattel, who's out there trying to kill off the penalty. Petrov goes in 16 for the Soviets. Bill White stopped him. It's Rattel shooting it into the corner, held against the boards by Petrov. The puck is out to Stapleton. Stapleton over to Rattel at center ice, and Stapleton couldn't get the return pass. Cornwallis for Canada playing it over to Bill White. Bill White now with Perreault ahead of him, number 33. They shoot it over the line. Stapleton couldn't get away. Now a break down the right side for Mihailov. He passes it but to Petrov, and a great save there by T.Эспозито when he went down to block a real drive. Now a break for Canada. Up to center ice. Cornwallis going up with a pass to Perreault. It's right in front. And the pass went astray. And they missed their chance. Another drive not well out. Cornwallis was all in when he returned to the bench after that effort. P.Mahowicz gets the pass back to Perreault, who tried to drive one. Now Perreault right in front of the net. And the shot was stopped by Trutchak. The teams are at full strength. Another pass in front as Canada presses now. Ellis shooting it in back of the net. Perreault centered in front, and it goes to the far wing. They're still trying to get in position. There's a hook on that play. P.Mahowicz keeps that puck in, played it into the corner, and the Canadian team are passing that puck very nicely. Harlamov now comes down the right side for the Soviets. He was checked, and now they're watching him. Bergman got a piece of him, and Bergman is going to get a penalty. Likely for a cross check. Bergman with the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets no score. This is Game 5 from Moscow. From the face-off, the puck comes back to the Canadian blue line. It rolls off a skate, and it's knocked out to center ice. 2-0 for Canada, and Canada a man short. Park trying to cover his man, and puck comes bouncing off the boards on a shot that's way wide. Maltsev is covered on the board. Sakankov couldn't keep it in, and it's back to center ice. Maltsev, number 10. A drop pass for Vikolov. Vikolov clear over to the line. On the far corner, then back to the blue line to Lecheko. Into the corner, they weaving passing plays right in front of the net. Goes to the side, Petrov with Vikolov. Now another bouncer and shot down the ice by the Canadian team. Bergman is still on. Now Hovland steps on the ice. Esposito out there with them. As the Soviets send 3 men over the line, pass back to the blue line, a drop pass. Here's their shot from the side, a bust on the wing. And the Canadian team cover Esposito. Down with Hovland ahead of him. Hovland races into the corners, overskated the puck. Soviets tried a long pass. The puck rolls back to Sakankov, and Mikhailov is waiting for his pass. Mikhailov for the Soviets is stopped. Here's Sakankov to center ice for the Soviet. Over the line, a drop pass. He hangs on to it. Petrov lost it, got it again. Petrov over to Lecheko. Lecheko into the corner, back to the blue line. Here's a shot, deflected. It's wide of the net. Mikhailov recovers again. Back to Lecheko. A shot and another save. It's rolling in front of the net. Canada recovers. P.Mahovlich shoots it down the ice. Bergman is still off and gets back on the ice. So Canada weathered that storm, leading 2-0 with 9:39 left in the period. Puck is at center ice. Harlamov stepped down the ice to take part, and it was offside with Mikhailov going in ahead of him.
Offside.
10:29 left, played in the second period, with Canada leading 2-0. Goals by Parisi in the first period and by Clark in the second.
Canada killed that penalty very, very well, Foster. The Soviets were putting tremendous pressure on the 2 defensemen by standing right on the corner of the goal crease. Tony Esposito helped his defenseman by helping push the Soviet players out of the way, and our forwards came back and picked up the puck and cleared it down the ice on several occasions. A good penalty-killing effort.
All ready for the face-off at the Canadian blue line. The puck goes to center ice, and the Soviets in possession. Skate over the line. Here's a shot right on, and it's grabbed by Tony Esposito on a nice hard drive, in that case, by Martinuk. Number 29, the new addition to the Soviet team. He didn't make the trip to Canada.
Tony Esposito comes right out, cuts down the angle, and makes a routine save.
All ready for the face-off. Soviets playing every man up. The team's at full strength. Canada leading 2-0. A pass grabbed off by Gilbert, coming up with Peter P.Mahovlich. He's given a jolt by Lecheko. Goes into the corner. Martinuk was given a bump back on the net. And the Soviets start back at center. Yakushev got his pass across, and the pass went astray as Shadrin failed to cover up. Into the corner. They're jamming there. Shadrin tried to pass back of the goal. Canada recovers. A shot against the boards. Perreault couldn't get out. The Soviets get it again, and the pass is recovered by Canada. Perreault played a long one over on that right wing to Gilbert, too far, and it's called for icing and is being brought back into the Canadian zone to the right of Esposito, and another complete change of players. And they've played 11 minutes and 24 seconds of the second period. Two nothing for Canada. Parisi and Clark being the marksmen. The face-off, that was a close one, as Vikolov let that shot go from the face-off. Soviets keep that puck in, only to have it knocked out at center. Harlamov turning back at his own blue line, fed it to center ice, intercepted by Sealing. A long shot, a bouncer. Tretiak cleared into the corner. Henderson, Ellis, and Clark out there with Raglan, the defense player, number 5, covering on the play. With the score, Canada 2, and the Soviets don't score. This is Game 5 from Moscow. Henderson scored for Canada to make it 3-0 at 11:58 on a close-in play around the net. So Canada now leads 3-0. Henderson being in on that goal, getting it in from close in around the net. Now the Soviets coming back. They're down 3-0, and they're almost dismayed by the power of the Canadian team. Frank P.Mahovlich lobbed the pass that knocked back at center ice. Feeling flipped it up over the line, and Gusev goes in back of the Soviet goal, played it out in front of the net. P.Mahovlich left it there for Rattel right in front of the goal. Oh, that was close. As Cornwallis was right in front of the net, too. He left the shot go, but he was acting as a screen.
This is something that Canada is doing tonight so well. They are beating the Soviets in their own end. Bobby Clark, Paul Henderson, Ron Ellis, just before that goal, Clark went right in, trapped the puck along the boards, right off the face-off. Henderson parked himself in front of the net. Tretiak made a first good save, and then Henderson buried the puck to make it 3-0. Terrific forechecking by Team Canada.
Lapointe, I believe, got the assist on Henderson's scoring play at 11:58. The puck is right in the Soviet zone. Canada leading 3-0. And a quick break down the far wing. Bergman is getting back to cover. Goes in back of the goal. Cleared it on the side. Parisi failed to get away. He dumped the Soviet player, Martinuk. But the play goes right on. Now Bergman going in back of the goal. Stands there. Cleared it on the far side. It's shot over on the far wing. Cleared up to center ice. Esposito couldn't get past center. It's carried up over on the right wing. And it's knocked down and cleared out by Shadron. Canada again come again. And the pass was knocked down. Down this far side, Martinuk was shot, had his shot, but it hit a leg, and the puck is carried back by Yakushev. Yakushev in on the right wing. He cut in on the boards, was upset on the play, and the referee called the play, and the face-off is going to be to the left of the Canadian goal.
Coming up at the second intermission, some highlights from Team Canada's games in Stockholm, Sweden.
Ready for the face-off on the rim of the circle outside the, just by the Canadian goal, inside the blue line. Canada leading 3-0. The last goal by Henderson from the point at 11:58. It was from a scramble in front of the goal. Now then from the far side, they're in the corner. Soviet trying to get center out in front. They're forced in back of the net. Going in back there, Harlamov cleared to Maltsev, who had to go back for it. He shoots it into the corner. Harlamov hits the side of the net. It bounces in front, and the Canadian player caught it. Ricci threw it ahead, and it was called by the referee. Canada led 1-0 at the end of the first period, and have added 2 goals in this second period, and have 5:28 left in the second period. The face-off, Stapleton cleared to center ice. Raglan fed to center. And another Canadian rush coming in. Henderson on the left side, stopped, centered it. Clark was in too far. Bill White gets his shot, and it goes into the corner. Clark digging that puck back to the blue line. Bill White centered it to Henderson. Henderson's pass goes to the corner. Ellis waits in front, and a shot by Clark. Just went wide of the corner there as they stormed around that Soviet goal. Soviet to Gankov, over to Vikolov. Vikolov was skated off, and Henderson gets a break alone. They're all trying to get back. Henderson shoots, and he missed the net and went in heavily against the board and was hurt on the play. Play goes right on with Henderson lying on the ice. He went in head first on the boards and was well shaken up on the play.
If there was ever an advertisement for a helmet, Paul Henderson has to be one right there. If he hadn't had that helmet on, he would have been hurt seriously.
With the score, Canada 3 and the Soviets no score. This is Game 5 from Moscow.
Paul Henderson, as he comes in here on the goal, he gets turned around trying to make the shot. He slides into the boards, and he's completely helpless. He can't get turned around to protect himself. The two shoulder blades hit, snaps his head back, and without a helmet on, no matter how badly he might be hurt now, and we hope he isn't, certainly, but no matter how badly he might be hurt, without a helmet on, it would have been very serious, because his head snapped right back, and he had absolutely no protection. I doubt very much, Foster, whether there'll be a penalty on that. It was not really a dirty play or an intentional play. When Paul fell down, he had no means to protect himself as he slid into the boards. Now up on his feet, Dr. Jim Murray of Toronto out there helping him leave the ice. And he's being assisted by one of the trainers, F.Mahovlich, and Rod Sealing.
This is the kind of a game, though, that the Canadian fans expected to see in Canada and were disappointed. It's unfortunate that the Canadian team finally started to click here because while they're still seeing it, they had a great chance there in Canada when the Canadian team just couldn't get rolling, but they certainly seem to be doing it now.
We might mention to the Canadian viewers that these games can be seen again, tape delayed in Canada tonight at 10 o'clock local time on these same stations.
4 minutes and 29 seconds left in the second period, and Paul Henderson has been taken to the dressing room, but he went out more or less under his own steam.
Paul Henderson will be very difficult to replace because he's been playing exceptional hockey for Team Canada. What Harry Sinder will be trying to do now is to get a player who can fill in for him as opposed to trying to replace him.
Rattel is now at center for Canada. F.Mahovlich on the left wing, and Cornwallier on the right. Bill White clears the puck to one side of the Soviet goal. Kuskin is trying to get out. Kuskin comes down with a pass on the right wing that was missed, and the Soviets are a bit rattled by the play of the Canadian team. Their passing plays have not been clicking because they've been hit and have been skated off at times, and the Canadian team have really skated right with the Soviets all through. In fact, at times, they've had more speed. It's back to center ice. The puck is still loose. Shot over the line. Bill White drives it back. Mahovlich's pass was deflected by Kuskin, and Kuskin got it to Mihailov. Mihailov now is up to center ice. Keeps on going. Bill White comes over to cover him in the corner. The puck goes to Blinov, who passed in front. Petrov took his shot and went high and missed the net. The Soviets pressing again. Mihailov comes in front of the net. He didn't get a pass as Blinov was too well covered. Rattel to Cornwallier. Cornwallier cleared into the corner. Mahovlich tapped it. It's on the side. Canada's still in possession. Rattel was blocked against the boards. LaPointe came up to help. And the play is stopped with 3:08 left in the second period. 3-0 for Canada.
The Canadians have certainly made the adjustment to the big ice surface. They're actually taking advantage of the big ice surface better than the Soviets are so far in this game. Another thing that Canada's doing better than the Soviets tonight is they are getting away with sending two men into forecheck, and it's actually resulted in their goals.
Parisi to Esposito, shooting wide. Gilbert on the right. And a player change. Luchenko working from the corner for the Soviet, cleared it over to Anderson, who's out there for the first time. He's one of the kid line, which isn't in being tonight. Here's a pass in front of the goal, and the drive went wide as Luchenko let it go. Down the far side for Esposito. Lyapkin turned him around. Luchenko cleared it on the wing. Yakashev gets turned around himself. Luchenko, number 3, played it out to the blue line. Shadron cleared it forward. Anderson was stopped, and the puck is knocked at center with Bill Esposito being hooked on that play by Shadron, but the play goes right on. A roller. Bill Esposito missed it. A 3-man break for the Soviets. Anderson couldn't get the pass, but it was offside as Yakashev, 15, went over the line in advance of the play. 2:12 left in the second period. Canada leading 3-0. Goals by Parisi, Clark, and Henderson. And Henderson was injured on that play 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Foster, it's great to see this happen, really, because I think a lot of people in Canada got the wrong impression about the Soviets, that they were invincible when they played that team unit, because Canada has disrupted the team unity, and they now have good control of this game.
A pass by Bergman was blocked. Now they're trying it again. It's intercepted in the corner. Centered out in front. Maltsev shoots. Oh, and a great save. Another great save by Esposito. And he's breaking their hearts with his saves when they do get good chances. Another pass is blocked by Park to Clark. Over on the right side. To center ice. Tipped back to Peter P.Mahovlich, who took the long shot at Fitjak. 1 minute and 34 seconds left. 3-0 for Canada in the second period. Clark over on the far wing. Ellis getting a drive wide. Now Peter P.Mahovlich went bang into the defense player, and they both bounced off each other. 1:18 remaining in the second period. 3-0 for Canada.
Have to comment on Tony Esposito's goaltending so far. It's absolutely imperative in a series like this, which could be the equivalent of the Stanley Cup playoffs, that you have hot goaltending, and Esposito is hot tonight.
Clark facing off with Petrov. Clark got the draw. Park took a long shot, and Gusev is trying to clear from the corner. He played it over onto the right wing. Quick pass on the side, and Bergman bumped Leanoff, knocked him over. Peter P.Mahovlich let a hard shot go that Fitjak stopped, and the Soviets are wavering a bit under this Canadian pressure. And they've walked into a fair number of lusty bumps.
It was interesting there. Gary Bergman gave Leanoff a tremendous body check, a good, clean, hard hip check. Leanoff fell down, and you'd think he was one of the Swedish players. He was rolling around on the ice looking for the referee. In fact, Dальберg, a Swedish referee, stood right behind him and said, "Not this time, Mr. Leanoff."
Petrov, number 16, will face off for the Soviet with Rattel for Canada. They got the draw to center ice. It's loose, and Frank P.Mahovlich to Cornwallis, overstated the puck. Mihailov going down that right wing, gets over the line, chased into the corner by Bill White, squeezed there. Rattel shot it on the boards out to center ice, and the Canadian team are clearing better, too, all the time. It's over on the right side. A long shot by Petrov goes into the corner. Bill White plays it down the boards. It's going right down with 22 seconds left in the second period.
If Team Canada get out of this second period with this 3-0 lead, I certainly hope that Coach Harry Sinden has them continue on exactly the way they're playing. Don't go into a defensive shell, because if you give the Soviets 1 inch, they're liable to take a mile against you, and Canada to date has dominated this game. They've exerted good puck control, they've had tremendous goaltending, and they've been able to move the puck up the ice, something that they couldn't do all that well in Canada.
Petrov is facing off for the Soviet to the left of the Canadian goal. Stapleton, the defenseman, clears it off on the right side. It's carried up there at center ice by Ellis, who's weaving quite a bit, and then shoots it over the line. Ellis, Clark, and Frank P.Mahovlich are out there. So this is while Henderson is on the injured list. Up to center ice. The play is called. Bill White threatens his Blinoff, knocked him down, or rather just shoved him. Blinoff just went down very easily, and that was the first sign of any ructions in the game. With the score, Canada 3, and the Soviets no score. This is Game 5 from Moscow. All right, at the end of that second period, White and Blinoff had a mix-up along the boards, and at the 20-minute mark, they gave them a double penalty. So that now White is off for Canada, Blinoff is off for the Soviets. They start in this third and last period with Canada leading 3-0. And as you know, they play the first 10 minutes of the third period and then change ends. From the face-off, the puck goes back to the Soviet blue line. Soviets to the right, Canada to the left. They're playing 5-a-side. A lob pass was knocked down by Cornwallier. Park coming back to the blue line. Petrov covering him. Bergman pulled away to center ice. It's a deflection into the crowd, into that Canadian section, and the face-off is called back to center ice.
The key to this game for Team Canada will be if they can continue to take the game to the Soviets. They've been doing it all night, and they've been winning while they've been doing it.
From the face-off, the draw recovered. Mihailov takes the pass, got it back again, but passed right outside into the center area. So there's typical of the passing plays of the Soviets that aren't just clicking like they did in Canada. Mihailov gets his shot away, and Esposito just covered the angle perfectly away outside the crease.
Terrific save by Esposito because that was a high-rising shot, and as you said, Foster, he came right out, cut down the angle. There was nothing to shoot at for the Russian forward except Tony Esposito, because Esposito was absolutely assured that all the men in front of the net were covered by his own men.
As you notice, the goal crease is circular here, and that was supposed to be a disadvantage to the Canadian goalkeepers, but you can't prove it by what you see here. Slider comes out to the blue line. Ragulin getting a chance. The shot is knocked down at the defense by Sealing, but not out. Harlamov coming in fast, walks right in, and again, Tony Esposito came to the rescue. The Soviets keep the pressure on. They're keeping it in there. 5-a-side. Here's a shot. Zagankov shot it wide. Vikolov was checked. Now another try. Raglan getting it to Vikolov. He centered it. Intercepted by Clark. Given to Ellis. Cleared back to Sealing. Sealing lobbed it over onto the left boards to center ice. And it rolls to Zagankov. Zagankov down the far wing at center for the Soviet. Vikolov with him. Missed the pass. From the corner, Ellis failed to get out when Harlamov stopped him, but Ellis tapped the puck out on his chance. Zagankov goes in on that far wing. They're watching him. They just let him go. Harlamov takes the pass over to Ragulin. Ragulin shoots, and it's away wide of the target. It bounces right back to the blue line. Zagankov missed with his pass, and Canada recovers. Pass on the left wing to the point. The point overskated the puck. Here's the break for Vikolov going in alone, right in on goal, and he waited too long. And they checked him before he got his drive on the net. The puck is up over the line, and the teams are now at full strength. 3-0 for Canada. They've played just on 3 minutes of this third period. Long shot, and Bill Esposito let one go. The Tricek had to be fast on. Canada still trying to dig that puck out from the corner. Intercepted by Anderson. Anderson going to center ice with Yakushev trailing. Yakushev follows through. And again, Tony Esposito stuck his leg out and covered that one. Canada trying to clear the puck out. Pass over on that far wing to Parisi. With Gilbert and Bill Esposito. They shoot it into the Soviet zone. Liapkin goes back to recover. The defense player. Now they're starting back again with Addison on that far side. Checks on the play, but the puck goes loose. Knocked back of the goal. Yakushev is trying to dig it out. It was blocked Canadians still trying to get that out. Yakushev centered it back. Here's a shot by Luchenko that was off the target. Long pass on the far wing. P.Mahovlich couldn't get up, but it's covered there by Cornwallis. And the puck was way offside on the play.
One thing that Team Canada cannot do in this period is go into a shell. The only way they're going to be able to nullify the extra pressure that the Soviets are going to put on them to try to get back into this game is by just turning right around and taking the game back up the ice to the Soviet end. If the Canadian defense starts to back in, if the forwards start to play too much defensively, they're going to get a lot of trouble in their own end.
From the face-off, the puck is shot out over the line. Cornwallis trying to get loose there. Wiskin covered him, cleared it back to the net. Cornwallis center puck to P.Mahovlich, who tapped it as he moved right in front of the goal. And P.Mahovlich missed another good chance there with the help of Cornwallis.
And that's where the game's going to be won, Foster, right in front of Mr. Tretiak. P.Mahovlich steps out from behind the net, tries to jam it through Tretiak's pads, but can't do it.
All ready for the face-off. Cornwallis moves out of position on the first move. It's recovered by Kuskin. Number 4 for the Soviet. A quick pass to center ice. One man back. Petrov getting it back to Klinov. Right in front of shot. He scores! From the left side, Klinov. Corner after Esposito has had to make the move. And that will stir up the Soviets to a supreme effort.
Pat Stapleton had been beaten at the blue line. Tony Esposito gambles and lost. He tries to come out, slide out and make a poke check. Klinov very alertly hangs onto the puck, goes by, and slips the puck into the net. The Soviets are back in the game.
That makes the score 3-1 for Canada, and they revive the Soviet hope. The time of the goal was 3:34. And Klinov made a real move on it. Puck is knocked for the face-off over the Canadian line. Ellis was stopped on the first try. Then Mikulov recovers going into the corner. Puck goes back to the net. Maltsev dumps the pass back.
Assist Vladimir Petrov, number 16.
Here's a break down the ice for Clark. Clark going in with a backhand, and his shot was wide. Forced into the corner. A long pass comes out to center right. Mikulov. Back with Harlamov. Harlamov right through. And a great save on the play as Tony Esposito didn't make a move until the right time.
This was a combination of a terrific move by Harlamov to get in there. He kept the puck control. And Tony Esposito came right out and took a shot that he didn't know exactly where it was going to hit him. It came right up in his chest, but he kept track of it. No goal for the Soviets.
Ready for the face-off. 3-1 for Canada. Klinov just putting the first score in for the Soviet at 3:34 of this third period. Bergman is back of the goal. He's out there with Clark. Clark races after the puck. Henderson is back on the ice. And the Soviet player was knocked down by Bergman. It was Maltsev, and he's hurt. Gets up very slowly. A long pass on the right side. Ellis going into the corner. Paul Henderson has returned to the ice for the first time after his injury when he went in the board. A long clearing pass. The Soviets hunting down Petrov, trying to get away from Bergman, who covered him well. A long pass is knocked down. Recovered by Canada. Clark makes a long pass to Henderson. He's in the clear. Right into the goal. He scores! Henderson from Clark. A beautiful setup play by Clark. And Henderson came back from his injury to score his second goal of the night.
Here's why it's so important to head man the puck. Henderson was breaking on his wing. He had a lot of ice. Bobby Clark puts a dump pass way up into the middle. Henderson skates on top of it and walks in all alone and drills another goal by Tretiak. You notice Tretiak backs up into the net a little bit, right between his legs. Now look at this pass. Henderson now cuts back in the middle, get a good angle, and he got Tretiak backing up into the net.
From the face-off, Canada now leading 4-1. Get that back very quickly. shooting it wide of the goal, and it's called on the offside.
Foster on that goal, and it's about the third time out of the 4 goals that Canada scored against Tretiak. They're getting him backing into the goal too much. If Tretiak were to come out, hold his pads together, he could cut down the angle, but he's backing in, he's spreading his pads out a little bit, and he's leaving openings right between the middle, and we're taking advantage of them.
4:47 left in the first 10 minutes of play. Puck is shot out over the blue line. Now F.Eспозито going down fast. Drove one. Tretiak deflected it against the screen. With the score, Canada 4, the Soviets 1. This is Game 5 from Moscow. The puck is in the Canadian zone. It's cleared to the blue line. Then out. Down the right side. Esposito going in ahead. Here's a shot. And Tretiak had to be good on that. They keep it in with a driving shot in front of the net. Esposito had a chance there, but he couldn't get set. Soviets cleared out of center ice. Canada coming right back. Canada leading 4-1. And the Soviet with Luchenko, number 3, clearing to center ice. Petrov missed it. And the Canadian team played it safe by clearing the puck right back to the Soviet line. Soviet coming again at center ice. That last goal by Henderson kind of put the Soviet fire out. Puck is back in the Soviet zone. And they're starting to move again with a long clearing pass on the right side. Blinov goes into the corner, centered in front. It's deflected right back to the blue line, but not out. White goes in with Lapointe, who covers. Cornwallier rushes into the corner, shoots it down the ice, and it'll be called for icing when Cornwallier played it safe and got rid of it.
Foster for Henderson. That was his second goal in a row to make it 4-1 for Canada. And that line of Clark, Henderson, and Ellis have accounted for 3 of the 4 goals so far. And it just goes to prove that if you stick with a line as a unit, they'll start to score for you.
Ready for the face-off in the Canadian zone. 4-1 for Canada. With Canada setting the pace right through. Cornwallier went rushing out there, but the pass went astray. Blinov, number 9, played it back to Petrov at 16. Over on that wing too far. And the Canadian team recover again. P.Mahovlich goes over the line. Backhanded a pass that goes into the corner. It's cleared over on the left wing to Blinov, who's not in motion. Blinov shot it ahead at center, and he's ridden off Petrov by White. A long pass to Mahovlich was offside and brought back to the Canadian blue line. And Gusev and Frank Mahovlich did a little shoving on their own.
So far, this has been by far the best effort by Team Canada as a team. Everybody's playing well. They're all coming back. They're all forechecking. And Foster, I think this so far has been a considerably better game from a technical point of view than the 4-1 win that they had in Canada.
It just has about everything. 2:29 left in the first half of the third period. Canada leading 4-1. A pass at center ice is intercepted by Maltsev. Ahead to Harlamov. He stopped before he could get over the line. And it's the Canadian checking that is doing the damage to the Soviet club. Tretiak caught that long one on his tender shoulder, and he kind of whipped when it went near his chin.
What Team Canada is doing at this stage of the game, which is so critical to their play, is that by forcing the Soviets, they're nullifying their offensive attack.
Clark, Henderson, and Ellis out there now as the line for Canada. Have 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half of this third period. 4-1 for Canada, and the puck is recovered by Henderson. He lost it again. It goes down that far side. Stapleton batted it down baseball style. Zagankov is trying to center it. It rolls off to the side with Mikhailov. Here's Raglan getting his shot. It went off a skate. White goes into the corner. the Soviet player in, lost the puck. Maltsev back to the net. Maltsev coming in front. Here they get the shot. Drive was wide. And very clever play by Maltsev. Canadian team cleared out to Henderson at center ice. Going in on that left wing, the pass is blocked. He lost it. Pickle overskated and a shot went up goal. And Henderson tried to deflect it, but deflected it wide. Up slides out with the Soviets clear to center ice. Bill White getting back to cover. At center ice, Shadron shot it back into his own zone. Shadron gets it again at center ice. Stopped. Yakushev took a drive. It went wide. Yakushev again took it off the board. Centered it. A long shot. On the side. And it was Anderson that deflected the shot.
This is why every coach should have his forwards practice a tip-in. Anderson parks what I thought would be out of position, puts the puck right back between his legs. Tony Espozito didn't have a chance on it. Good point shot from the point, and then a tip-in by Anderson. That was Anderson from the Afghan. We see it here. They set up control. It goes back to the defenseman, and Anderson another scoring play as right in down the first front. Soviet team rushing it, and that was scored by Shadron, number 19, and it put the Soviet right back in the game. Shadron came rushing in, got a perfect pass, and it was in the net almost before the Canadians could get set. And that makes it 4-3 for Canada. The Soviets have been known to score in bunches, and Canada might just be letting them off the hook right here. They have to come back fast. 13 seconds left in the first half of the third period. 4-3 now for the Canada. And the puck comes back to Luzhin. Had it shot, and it hit a flag. Now Canada fight back at center ice. Two fast goals by the Soviets. Anderson and Shadron. Mihailov comes up over the line. Petrov right in. And the shot went wide. They jam against the board. Right in front again. And Dusek shot wide. And the Canadian team are a bit taken by that last play. The quick one up over the line. Up to center ice. Espozito couldn't get his shot. It's up in front again. Recovered by Blinov. And it's offside on the clearing pass. And still, the first half is over, and they change ends. With the score, Canada 4 and the Soviets 3. This is game 5 from Moscow. Now the play starts in. They're going up over the line. They've changed ends. The Soviets are now to our left, Canada to the right. The point fired one in front. Here's a shot by Clark that went wide. Soviets trying to get that puck out of their own zone. They're trailing by just one goal now. And here's a mix-up between Zagantsov and they're rather incensed over this double penalty that's going to be handled out. The Soviets really came fast there. 9:05, Anderson from Lyapkin. And then at 9:47, Shadron romped in to pick the corner. And the bat was in the fire. A double penalty on that play. 5 aside. What the Soviets will probably try to do in this last 10 minutes now that they've come back within one goal is try to use their superb conditioning. They'll be tough along the boards. They'll do a lot of body work, figuring that they'll wear the Canadians down, and they don't care if they have to go almost to the last whistle to either tie it up or win it. So Team Canada has to carry the play to them. From the face-off, it's the 5 aside now. Luchenko is skating over onto the left side. Gets to center ice. Sealing blocked him. But the puck goes on into the corner. It's shot around back of the net. Martin, the Canadian player, off for ice, along with the Soviet player. And the puck is kept in there by P.Mahovlich, who backhanded one. Petriak covered. Now
Perot had his shot. It rolls out back. Sealing covers up, keeping it at center ice. Played it over on the left side to LaPointe. Point is on the defensive ceiling. A cleared pass to P.Mahovlich. He's trying to go in on Liapkin, who covered him. Liapkin made it over onto the far wing to center ice. Yakuchev coming in with a pass. Gadwin stopped. Shot was stopped. And the face-off is going to be called after Sealing had gone down to cover up on that driving shot. 8:32 left in the game.
With the Soviets coming back like this, it just shows how important it is to be mentally prepared to play 60 minutes of hockey. Canada, when they scored that fourth goal, might have just had a little mental lapse there, and in a couple of minutes, right off the bat, they're in a lot of trouble. 3,000 Canadian supporters sound like 16,000. Foster, they're getting a lot of cheering from them.
Larkin hands off or off. Five aside. The Soviets keeping the pressure on here. Harlamov getting it out to the blue line. There's a long shot. They score! They find the score. Gusev shot from the blue line. I don't know whether it was deflected or not. It was Gusev fired the shot from the blue line. And whether Harlamov touched it, I don't know.
I think somebody touched this puck. We might see it on the replay. Gusev let a high-rising shot go, and it was deflected up into the top corner on the short side on Т.Эспозито. He really didn't have any chance at all on that goal.
Of the second overtime period, of the second half, rather, of the third period. And it's a 4-4 tie. The Soviets showing a tremendous comeback. Now they're coming in again on the wing. Here's right in front, Mihailov shoots. And his drive was wide. And these three scoring plays by the Soviets have really fired them up. A long pass on the left wing. П.Маховлич dropped the pass. It's recovered down the right side for Mihailov. His pass goes to the blue line and out. Puck goes loose. Frank П.Маховлич is after it. Lobbed a pass here. The Grittel going right in. Oh, and his shot was blocked. And now the teams are at full strength as they bang there in the corner.
Foster, it's Jean Rattel he's just beside himself. He walked in. Tretiak got a part of it, but it hit the goalpost and went out in behind Tretiak off into the corner. Jean Rattel can't believe that he just missed scoring there. He was in all alone. He let a good shot go. He went by Tretiak, hit the post, and bounced out.
7:27 left of regulation time. A 4-4 tie. And Rattel had the chance of a lifetime to break the tie. Now they're coming up again with Yakuchev going up over the line. Anderson is on the right side. Goes out in front of the net. Here's the pass. It rolls off to the wing as the Canadians are under pressure. Berkman played it over on the right wing. A long pass on the left side. Parisi took his shot. Luchenko had to hit his stick. Т.Эспозито recovered, centered in front. And the pass was missed. It's out in front again. And it slides right down to the Canadian blue line where Park lobbed one that hit a skate. Т.Эспозито handed it right back and accidentally on the play, but the Canadian team covered and shoot it back. Liapkin for the Soviets. As they change players on the goal, the Soviets are changing. Harlamov is out there again, and a high stick, and they call the play.
We just saw an example there of how the Soviets now are sending two men in to forecheck. And any stray pass that is just dumped off is going to be intercepted by them. And then right after that, Mihailov did the same thing, and one of the Canadians came back. But you cannot leave any stray passes because there's going to be someone there to jump on it every time.
6 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the game. Canada and the USSR are tied 4-4. And at one stage in the game, Canada had a 4-1 lead. It's been a tremendous contest, but the Soviets coming very strongly in the third period. A long pass goes in back of the Canadian goal. It's cleared into the corner. Soviets recover, pass in front, knocked down, and it's brought out by Sealing ahead to Henderson, who's rushing in with Gansov. Sealing went to move up, and then he ends the point, moved back again as the offside is rolled in the Canadian zone. With the score, Canada 4 and the Soviets 4. This is Game 5 from Moscow.
Т.Эспозито just saved the game right there for Canada. It looked like a sure goal, trapped completely out of the net. He got the stick back down right on the corner of the post as the Soviet player tried to come around the net and tuck it in the corner.
4-4 tie with 5:41 left in the game, and the Soviets get it through. Oh, there's Gansov shot wide. It's drilled up on the left side. Henderson couldn't get past center. Harlamov played it back to his defense. Tearing over on the left side, and the Soviet passing is good. The drive is wide of the net. Recovered by Clark. Clark is off. Got it back in his own zone. The Soviets recovered. Got it right on the goal. It scores! On Sealing. Error there. On the front. And the Soviets have taken the lead by stealing the puck there. And scoring on the like Mikulov has got it.
Number 18, Mikulov, made a good play. They're not going to make any mistakes if you give them the puck. He walked right in, brought the puck to the outside. He caught Т.Эспозито trying to do the switch to cover it, and he put it between his legs. СССР really had no chance on it. The man walked right in on him alone. And now Canada has to dig awfully deep to get back in this game.
5:14 left in the game. Now the Soviet lead for the first time, 5-4. First time. Here's the Soviet coming again. Lenov tried his shot and it was blocked. Cleared out on the left side with Canada's Rattel. Feeding a pass to center to Bill White to П.Маховлич. They dump it over the line. Lenov went in back of the net. Here's another chance for Canada. Shot put away. He shoots. They shoot. They're piling all around the net. There's a lot of jamming there.
Absolutely critical play here. There's no way that the referee will allow a goal, but Tretiak was back straight up into the back of the crease, and it's hard to know for sure whether the puck wasn't in the net. And the goal judge sitting behind, if it had been under Tretiak, would not know for sure whether it was a goal, and as a result, he would never put the light on. And the pushing and shoving begins.
Mikulov got that last goal from the Soviets, giving them the lead, 5-4. Puck is up the center line, down the Bill White going after it, didn't get it. Anderson beat him to it, centered him out, and it was knocked off to the wing. Stapleton bringing it back, had a pass at center that goes right down the ice, and is called for icing.
The Soviets have done this to so many teams over the last 10 years in international hockey. If they get behind, and a lot of people say they aren't good when they're losing, they're darn good when they're losing. They can come back at any time, and they'll just wear you out over 60 minutes, and they don't care if they have to wait till the last 5 to do it. But they just break you down over 60 minutes, and then they put a lot of goals past you, and Canada right now has their backs against the wall.
Adrin rolled the puck near the goal. Berglund is trying to bring it out, passing on the wing. There's going to be a penalty on that far side as the Canadian player was hauled down by hooking by Yakushev. Yakushev, number 15. So Canada will have the odd man in
advantage. There haven't been too many power play advantages tonight because there's been a couple of twin penalties. And right now, Canada has to get their power play into action. They've got to use puck control until they get that good scoring chance, and then they have to make sure. As the Soviets will be trying to control the puck on this big ice surface as much as they can, but Canada has to make fairly sure that they get a good scoring chance before they take the chance of losing that puck and turning it back over to the Soviet team.
Yakushev is off for hooking at 15:48. 4:12 left in the game. Soviets leading 5-4. After Canada had led all the way until well on in the third period. The puck is given to Parisi. Cleared across on the far wing to Park. Park going over. They have the odd man. Park's pass is knocked down. He's covered up. Cleared over on the left side. Parisi took a long shot, and it goes to the corner. Parisi into the corner. Going back to the Soviet goal, being watched by Luchenko. Skates over on the far wing, is turned right around. And the Soviets shoot it down the ice. Bergman going back to get it. Bergman to one side of his own net. Played it over on the right wing. Four of them go back with Phil Esposito at center. Over the line, still going. Pass back, and Parisi missed it. And it goes all the way back to center. Cleared pass to his defenseman, Park. Cleared down the right side. Over the line to Esposito, right in. And his shot was stopped by Kutchak on a backhand. Park recovers again. Cleared to the corner. Esposito's in front of the net, waiting for the pass. And Bergman takes it and shot wide. Parisi knocked it to the side, and Kutchak grabbed it and covered up. Yakushev in the penalty box, not showing much expression. Soviets still a man short. 2:50 left in the game. Soviets leading 5-4. By the turn of events in this last period. Harlamov got the tying goal, and Nikolov got the goal that put them one up. So the Soviets have scored 4 goals in succession. Anderson, Shadron, Harlamov. After Gusev had fired the shot, it looked as if he touched it, and Vikolov scored the last one. So the Soviets showed their power, getting 4 in a row. Out back at the blue line. Over on the left side, P.Mahovlich had his pass blocked. It's out to center where Stapleton recovers. Stapleton played it over on that far wing, and Cournoyer was offside.
Foster, as Team Canada begins to press here, they know they have to get a goal. Time is running out for them. This is when the offsides tend to creep in. Everybody's just a little over anxious. They're trying to get that one good scoring chance.
The puck is back in the Canadian zone. A cleared pass comes out to center. And the Soviets just play it safe. The Gankov shot it back, but trapped 2 of his teammates. 2:16 left in the game. The Soviets leading 5-4, showing a tremendous comeback in this last period. Getting 2 goals, seconds apart. Petrov goes over to the Soviet bench, or rather to the penalty box, speaks to Yakushev, and then comes back to center ice. Rattel is at center for Canada. P.Mahovlich and Cournoyer. Cournoyer starting out with his takes a shot, going in on that side, took a drive. Kutchak fell on his face to cover up, with P.Mahovlich being close in. Bill White and Stapleton are the defense playing up, trying to take advantage. But they've missed their chance.
Stretchak is playing this just like a pro right now because he's giving them one shot at the goal, and if his men aren't in a good position to get that puck out of there, he's just trapping the play.
They're getting ready for the face-off. The Soviets are back at full strength. the Soviet. Here's what a chance there. Right off the bat, Ellis was off balance. Yakushev goes down the left side, was checked, and Bergman played it back at center ice. Ellis couldn't get past center. Another rolling pass at center over to Anderson, coming in front of the defense. It goes to Yakushev off the leg, but he couldn't control the pass for a shot. They keep it in. Yakushev again into the corner. Played it to one side of the net to Anderson. And the pass goes right down the ice. 1:29 left in the game. 5-4 for the Soviets. And it's an offside. It's called. And Tony Esposito is coming over to the bench to get advice from Sinden when to come out of the goal. 5-4. Soviet leading. Esposito is going back into the net. Still Esposito is going to take center ice. Now then Clark comes out. Clark, Ellis, Henderson. Still Esposito, fourth forward out there with Park. Park comes over the line on the left side to Henderson, and it's called on the offside with 1:16 left.
Вне.
5-4 for the CCCP. And it's been a stunning surprise this last period. Tretiak had to take a long shot there from Ellis, who let go right from that right wing. 1:10 left in the game. The crowd very tense all the way through. And of course the Soviet followers have had a joyful time in this last period, when they made their tremendous rally to finally take the lead. A slider goes to Tretiak, but it was an easy one when Clark dribbled one towards the net. The Canadian team had much the best of the first two periods. All set to go. Soviet have taken command in this last period. Another change. From the face-off, the puck goes wide. Back of the net, dumped to the corner. Leanoff shoots it down the ice. And it's called for icing. With 58 seconds. 58 seconds left in the game. Soviets leading 5-4. Esposito played it off the skate. Zichenko shoots it out over the line. Trying to break loose. Is forced to the side, covered by Esposito. And Cournoyer goes back of the net to Henderson. Henderson down the left wing. Got as far as the Soviet line. Harlamov lost it. Cournoyer, who just tested Tretiak with a hot one there that just about did the trick. Soviets send three men back. Here's Petrov coming in. Takes a shot. And then it was blocked by Tony Esposito away out in front of his goal screen.
Harry Sinden is just beside himself. Ivan Cournoyer walks right in. He let a blistering shot go. Tretiak, although he got some of his glove on it, didn't catch it cleanly, and it just dribbled off the far post. This is a point busted. It's not an alibi by any means, but there's no question that at this stage of the game, conditioning has to be a factor, and the Soviets have to have the edge.
From the face-off, the puck is right at the center circle. It's grabbed off by Mihailoff. Cleared back and missed Harlamov, who was just to one side. An offside at the far wing with 10 seconds left in the game, and the Soviets leading 5-4 after a tremendous comeback. Petrov will face off outside the Canadian line. goes over onto that far wing. Cornwallier was checked by Harlamov, who rags the puck, holding it against the board. And they only have 3 seconds left in the game, and that's just about it. Cornwallier comes over to get a new stick. So 3 seconds to go, and the face-off at center ice. Т.Эспозито stayed in the net regardless. Getting ready to go. The face-off, the puck rolls back to Т.Эспозито, and the game is over. And the Soviets made a tremendous comeback in that last period to finally eke out a win over Canada to the tune of 5-4. The two teams are shaking hands at center ice. It was a tremendous effort all the way through, and it's almost unbelievable how it ended up after Canada had so much of the play in the first 2 periods. The players are still shaking hands. And with the final score